Dear students, we will do the second module. Second module is explaining about the canons of taxation. Now, what do you mean by canons of taxation? What are the principles of taxation? First four principles of canons of taxation were introduced by Professor Adam Smith in 1776. Later, four more canons were introduced. Thus, we have eight canons of taxation at present. So, four the old concepts introduced by Adam Smith and four the new canons added to that. So, we have eight canons of taxation and we are going to explain that. So, here if you list that, first canon is canon of equity, second is canon of certainty, then canon of convenience, canon of economy, canon of productivity, canon of elasticity, canon of diversity and canon of simplicity. So let us see what is canon of equity. So equity, if you see, so what is canon of equity? Taxes should be levied according to person's ability to pay. A rich person will be paying more tax and a middle income person will be paying comparatively less, and the lower level income people will be paying less than the rich and the middle level according to their ability to pay. That is why we have different tax slabs. There are two types of canon of equity, we can say that. One is horizontal equity, second is vertical equity. Now, what is horizontal equity? People with the same income should pay the same tax. People coming in the same tax income, they are paying the same tax. Second is vertical equity. People with higher income should pay more tax. The rich people will be paying more, middle income will be paying comparatively less, and the lower level will be paying less compared to middle income and higher income. Now, it promotes justice and social equality. Second one is canon of certainty. So first is equity, second is certainty. So certainty, so you have to remember what is canon of certainty. Tax system should be clear, definite and predictable. We know that when we are earning an income, by earlier it was July 31st, now they have extended the date to September 15th. So we can file our tax returns up to September 15th from this assessment year onwards. So we know that we have to pay tax. So tax can be either deducted or you can decide quarterly you are paying, half yearly you are paying, or at the time of filing tax returns you are paying. And you are clear about how much you have to pay, when you have to pay, where you have to pay. It avoids tax exploitation by the tax officials. If there is no clear-cut tax structure, the tax officials will exploit the taxpayers. Now, it reduces corruption and tax evasion. When people are happily paying that or they know that the system is certain, complete, then they will be willingly paying the tax, or they know that they cannot escape the tax payment, so they will definitely make the payment. Now, builds trust between government and taxpayers. And we know that when they are collecting, government is collecting tax, it's used for the infrastructural development. So we are paying it because we will get benefits in other form from the government. So that is the canon of certainty. That is, system is clear, definite and predictable. Third is canon of convenience. So what is canon of convenience? Time, manner and mode of tax payment is convenient for the taxpayer. So we have to remember it's convenient for the taxpayer. We can online filing tax returns can be filed online. That's an important advantage. So anywhere in the globe, if you want to file your tax returns, it is possible. There are different videos explaining how to calculate the tax, how to file the tax returns. So it's customer friendly. So nobody will try to encourage, they will not try to avoid tax payment. So this encourages compliance. When you are earning an income, you know that certainly you have to pay tax. Then reduces resistance and administrative burden. We are not burdened. It's a simple procedure everybody can follow. Now fourth is canon of economy. Now what is canon of economy? The cost of collecting tax should be minimal in comparison to the revenue it generates. So we have to remember if we have to pay tax and there are tax departments, tax administrative officials, the system has to work. So if the tax collected is more than the cost for running the tax administration, it will be a failure. So we have to see that cost of collecting tax will be minimum. And it prevents wastage of public funds. Nobody is wasting the funds. It ensures that most of the tax collected is used for public welfare and not for administrative purposes. If they are spending too much on administrative purpose, government will not get funds for infrastructural development. Now, canon of productivity. Now, what is canon of productivity? Tax system should generate sufficient revenue to meet the growing needs of the government. This avoids fiscal deficits. Whatever the needs, if I have a calamity like COVID or any other natural calamity, they have to collect more. So the income tax structure in our country should generate more revenue for the government to run the administration. So this is very important, canon of productivity, because that is the main tax what we are paying is the main source of revenue for the government. So it supports economic development. Now, canon of elasticity. Now, what is canon of elasticity? Tax system should be flexible enough to respond to changing economic conditions. Sometimes economic slowdown will be there, depression will be there. Sometimes it will be flourishing economy. So based on that, whatever the need of the hour, the tax system should adapt to the changes. It allows government to increase or decrease tax collection depending on the economic needs. Natural calamities, that COVID, like anything, pandemic, then they need more funds for the running the administration, providing support for the people affected. So that time they should be able to collect more tax. At the same time, those who are paying tax also should not feel that burden. So like that canon of elasticity should be flexible enough. The tax system should be flexible enough to respond to changing conditions. Now next is canon of diversity. What is canon of diversity? A good tax system should include multiple types of taxes of relying heavily on one source. They cannot depend on one source alone. We have direct taxes, we have indirect taxes. The burden should not be too much on direct tax or not too much on indirect tax. It should be equally spread. Reduce risk to government revenue. So they know with certainty they are going to get the income. Now it ensures stability during economic fluctuations. So any fluctuation in the economy, the tax system will take care of that. Now the last one is canon of simplicity. Canon of simplicity. Tax laws should be simple, clear and easy to understand. I have seen students finding it like an aversion for income tax. It's not like that. When you make it simple, that is what the idea of making these videos. I want to simplify the tax structure and the explanation so it will be easily available to the students and they will be able to understand, or whoever want to learn the income tax. So it should be simple. Textbooks, if you can see that it's all the amendments and all huge bulk books, it will not be possible for a student to learn from the textbook. So this videos, many videos are available in the YouTube. They are simplifying that. So your canon of simplicity, you have to remember, tax laws should be simple, clear and easy to understand. Now also there is a move to simplify the tax laws in our country. So they are working on that. Again simplifying, reducing the amendments, reducing the provisions, reducing the number of deductions. That is why we have old regime and new regime now. And reduces compliance cost. And then it encourages voluntary compliance. Voluntarily people are filing the tax. If you are crossing that limit of income where you will get the exemption limit, then you are voluntarily paying the or filing the tax returns. So it prevents litigation and misuse of loopholes. If there is any loophole, it's report whenever the government will find that, they will try to amend that. Nobody would take advantage of that. So it prevents litigation. Fighting with income taxes department is not a good thing. When you are earning income, it's your duty to pay tax. So this is canon of simplicity. So the 8 canons, if you see, first 4 introduced by Adam Smith. Later, other 4 canons are also introduced. One is equity, certainty, convenience and economy. This Professor Adam Smith has mentioned in 1776. Later, 4 more canons introduced, that is productivity, elasticity, diversity and simplicity. Now if you can, I can give you a summary table. What is canon of taxation equity? It focuses on fairness based on ability to pay, ability of the people to pay. Rich should be paying more, middle income will be paying less than the rich, and lower income will be paying less than rich and the middle income. And the importance is it promotes justice and social equity. Second is certainty. Certainty is that you're sure that you have to pay tax. So the focus is on clarity in tax rules. You know that you have to pay tax. When you have to pay, when you have to file the tax returns, deadlines are clear to you. The importance is it prevents arbitration and builds trust among the taxpayers. You don't have to go for fighting or any correctly. If you're filing the tax returns, there will not be any problem from the tax department. If there is excess, if you have paid, they will give you as refund. Now, third is convenience, ease of tax payment. Conveniently, we can pay. We can file our tax returns online. So, anywhere in the globe, you can file the tax returns. It increases compliance and reduces burden. Everybody willingly, if you are crossing the exemption limit, you are filing the tax returns. Then economy, that is low cost of taxation collection. Tax administration, the expenses should be less compared to what the tax they collected. Otherwise, there will be mismatch. There is no point in collecting tax. So, tax administration expenses should be less. Then, what is the importance of this canon? That is, ensures efficient use of public money. When public money, now we know that social awareness is there. If they will see that people are misusing funds or anything, people will come in, they will post that in the social media, then they will give a lot of importance for that. So many people are watching, everybody is watching how the government is using. So part of the income they are taking as tax and they are collecting as direct and indirect tax. So how they are using? Government is answerable to the government and answerable to the common public. Now if you see canon of productivity, that ensures adequate revenue generation. Enough revenue generation they are looking at. The importance is it meets the fiscal needs of the government. Whatever the need of the government at that hour, if it's a calamity, anything they want to raise funds immediately, if it's a war situation, anything like that, or if it's a normal condition, the taxes also will be normal. And elasticity is flexibility with economic changes. Whenever they want to make some changes, they can make the amendments. We have seen that CBDT, they can make announcements, directions, notifications. It will be applicable for everyone living in the country. Then importance is it minimizes risk and ensures stability. So you know that whatever you have to pay, if you are earning this much income, this is the tax you have to pay. The last is simplicity, easy to understand. So tax system, if it's easy to understand, if the provisions are clearly explained, if we know how to file the tax returns, then we have tax structure is simple and it reduces tax evasion, confusion and legal disputes. I told you it's not an easy thing to fight with the income tax department. If you are earning income, it's your duty to pay tax. So that it's we have to do that as a citizen of the country. So canons of taxation will explain why we have to pay tax. So this is what I wanted to explain in module 2. Happy learning. Give your valuable feedback and suggestions. Thank you.